Hey guys, T2, welcome to Tightening Survival. Today's video is going to be on hurricane preparedness kits. So let's set up the situation. Let's say you're 24 hours out from a hurricane. You've got one more Walmart trip to make. What should you get? What can you get that will help you in your situation? So all of these items that I'm going to be going over can mostly be found at Walmart. I'm going to give some Amazon items, but if you're 24 hours out, one day shipping ain't going to happen. Before we get started, I don't live on the coast, so whatever you do on the coast is different than what I do up here. So if you do something different, then let me know. I know plenty of people who live on the coast and who don't do any of this stuff. And then I know some who do and who prepare their homes more than I do. The second thing is this is considering not evacuating the area. Okay, so you're going to stay in your home whenever the hurricane passes through. This is what these items are for. Now, if you evacuate, some items might be different, some items might be the same, but this is a 24 hours out of a hurricane, I'm going to stay in my house type scenario, and the hurricane's not directly on the coast. So before we get into what you should get, let's talk about the dangers of a hurricane. Number one, if you live on the coast, you're looking at storm surges. That's where you get a giant wave, a giant wall of water coming at you. It's going to cause some damage. Number two, high winds. Whatever's in the sky, whether it's trees or patio furniture, trampolines, trash cans, it's going to get flown. It's going to get chunked down the road. Number three, you'll get all of the twisters and tornadoes, hailstorms that come along with it. Number four, could be the biggest one, obviously lots of rainfall. So Hurricane Michael that hit North Carolina last year before, it wasn't so much that it was a bad storm to hit. See, that hurricane moved very, very slowly. It stayed put and it dumped millions upon millions of gallons of water in one small little area. With all the rain came the localized flooding. Number five, be prepared for power outages. With all the high winds, heavy rain, trees can fall on power lines can come down, and you can lose power. And number six doesn't happen very often, but you're looking at civil unrest. Think about New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina. So you had a bunch of people who had to leave their homes, evacuate, go to the Superdome, or there was no police officers involved. There was no firefighters, no rescue. It was just them. Help wasn't coming for them. So what do? They went out and took. During Hurricane Michael, you had people robbing a dollar store. Do what you got to do to survive. The good thing about a hurricane is you know it's coming. You might not know where it's hitting, but it's not just like a twister where it's just out of nowhere. You know it's coming, so you have time to prepare. And they happen every single year. There's no signs of them stopping. So why not prepare now for this year and next year's season? It's a whole lot easier than preparing last minute when you got 24 hours for it to hit. So number one is water, basic necessity life. Last 3 days without it. Around here, you get any type of storm, you head down to the local Walmart, they're going to be sold out of water. Cases of water anyway. So you need to come up with an idea on how to get water. Go down there and get it now, pick up a few cases, wait for the storm to come. But if you're 24 hours out, there's probably not going to be any cases of water available. Now you can go over to the camping section and pick up some of these water containers. Option number two, you can always fill up your bathtub. Most bathtubs will hold between 50 and 75 gallons of water, but you say, hey man, I live in an apartment. We don't have a full-size bathtub. You can go down to Walmart and pick up the little sink stoppers and fill your sinks up. Now if you got a double-sided sink like I do, that's 6 gallons per each sink. That's 12 gallons. That's enough for a family of 3 for 4 days. So the next item you should get is probably a filter of some sort. You can pick up a little Sawyer Mini for like 20 bucks at Walmart. You know, this can filter 100,000 gallons of water, supposedly. Screws onto the end of a bottle. These are super useful. Or you can pick up this bottle. This is the Life Straw Go. Inside, you've got a normal Life Straw, but then you also have a carbon-based filter up top. Now this is great for a single person. If you're going to be doing a large amount of water for a large family of 3 or 4 people, you may want to pick up something like a Brita or a Zero Water or something like that that can filter out a lot of contaminants from the water, but you need to store up on water. At least 1 gallon per person per day for drinking, and then at least another gallon for cooking and cleaning. So somewhere between 2 and 3 gallons per person per day. So item number 2 is going to be food. I'm not one of those people that's going to tell you that you can go 3 weeks without food. Medically speaking, I'm sure you can. I'm not going to tell my wife or tell my kid that, hey, look, don't worry about it. You're not going to eat for the next 21 days. Stock up on food items. That way you have something for whenever your little kiddo gets hungry. Over here, we've got the open and eat items. Canned spaghetti, canned ham, crackers, peanut butter, Cliff bars, granola bars, something like that you can just open up and eat straight out of the can, straight out of the jar. The next set of items is your simple to cook meals. Throw in a pot, add water to it, let it boil for a minute. Things like rice sides, pasta sides, minute rice, oatmeal, Bear Creek soups. You've got ramen noodles. Try to stock up on these items first and then move to these. Maybe you don't have $3 to spend on canned ham, but you've got $1 to spend on Nor rice sides. Prepping food does not have to be expensive. I think this was like $2. This is 60 cents per can, so you can pick up a whole case for what you can a single Mountain House meal. Oatmeal's pennies on the dollar. Same with the Nor rice sides. It's about $1 a piece. If you're going to have these style of food, make sure you have a way to cook it. Of course, this is not sold at Walmart. That's a little E-Tech City stove, 10 or 15 bucks on Amazon. There's one at Walmart that fits these. That's like 20 bucks. Or you can get the Coleman brand. The Coleman 1-pound cylinders. You can buy the stove at Walmart. I believe it's like 20 bucks. So make sure you have some easy way to cook. If we're going with the big 4, fire, water, food, shelter, well, we've done covered water and food. Again, this is a non-evacuation style scenario. Your house is going to be your shelter, or a church, or whatever, wherever you end up. If you plan on evacuating, evacuate when they tell you to. Don't make your shelter be your car on the side of a road. If you're staying put, your home is your shelter. Of course, you want to board it up, plywood on the window, stuff like that. You want to have tarps. You can buy cheap utility tarps at Walmart. Of course, the bigger size can always be cut down. You know, if you need to repair your roof, if you've got a hole in the wall, tree came through a window, now you've got to tarp it up. Whatever the case is, do whatever you can do. Just buy a cheap tarp. Number 4 for the big 4 is fire. Fire is not necessarily important, but warmth is. So remember, have a way to stay warm, have a way to stay cool. Chances are you're probably going to lose power. Make sure you have some sort of cooling towel, wrap around your shoulders, put on your head, keep you cool. If you've got a little kiddie pool outside that you can fill with water, sit in it, put your feet in it, whatever the case is. Ice packs, the little spray fans, whatever your way to keep yourself cool. So what I believe is number 5 is lighting. Whether you go a normal flashlight or whether you go a headlamp, it's strictly up to you. You got the NowLight S2R Baton 2 and the ATAC 372. Neither of these can be found at Walmart, but you can pick up the Energizer. I would avoid the Ryovac, the cheap stuff. Best flashlight is the one you've got, but if you got a little extra money in your budget, go with something like an Energizer, go with something more high powered, a Maglite. This is illuminated, but they do sell Lucy's. This is great for area lighting, inflatable, waterproof. This one's actually a phone charger. One thing to remember is if you have a bunch of candles or little hurricane kerosene lamps, make sure you have a way to light them. Make sure it actually works. Nothing worse than having a dead lighter when you need one. But also remember, there could be gas present in your area, so you may want to check that before you go lighting candles around your house. Make sure your gas lines are still intact. The number 6 item, have some sort of medical, not necessarily a full-blown trauma kit, but you do want to be prepared to render first aid to somebody. So make sure you got some gauze pads, make sure you got some alcohol prep pads, ace bandages. You can get a SAM splint. You can even get Quick Lock from Walmart. So just pick you up a decent medical kit. The final item is power. So whether you're running just your cell phone, a tablet, something like that, pick up this small little Blackweb 20,000 milliamp battery bank. It'll recharge your phone about 5 or 6 times. Now, I don't know about your Walmart, but my Walmart was selling generators. Pick you up a generator, pick you up gas cans. Make sure you have all the items needed to run a generator. If you have a generator and you are running it, make sure you got drop cords. Make sure it's in an open ventilated area. You don't want carbon monoxide poisoning. One thing that I see a lot of is people who buy generators and never even take them out of the box. They don't have fuel for them. They don't have oil for them. So what's even the point in having the generator? Probably going to lose some trees. So if you have a chainsaw, make sure you got extra chains for it, extra bars for it, oil, gas. Alright guys, that's all the items I can think of. If there's any items that you can think of, let me know in the comment section. If you have lived through a hurricane or have done hurricane response teams, whether it's with EMS, whether it's with fire, whether it's with the military, let me know what you saw. Let me know what those people were needing in that environment and what situation was going on. Again, if there's anything y'all can think of, leave it down in the comment section. Hope y'all have a good day. T2 out.